mean, at least we have in this new record, at least once somebody's speaking about a tiny dick.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time at the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Never afraid, or so we think, 'cause we face the unknown dark. We never...
Toby, thank you so much for your time today. I am really excited to talk to you. Congratulations, the new album is out, and yet again another a big success. Do you catch yourself at times of becoming normal to that feeling, or even after, what is it, 19 albums now that have gotten increasingly popular, does it still feel pretty exciting when you see the result?
To see the result of the record itself is very exciting. That's why I'm doing it. I mean, seeing not only the result, but the way. The quest is the purpose, the way to the result. And I have a hard time actually calling it quits and saying, okay, this album is done. Not because I think I could do it better.
Yeah.
Certainly, I don't think anybody could do it better. But no, seriously, the reason why I don't want to let go is that then this process, this phase of my life is over and it won't come back. I'm very nostalgic about it, very melancholic about it. And also, I know that then I'm about to face a time where it feels like throwing something that is worthy of protection, some of your children, to the lions. That's a feeling I will never get used to. But producing an album and hearing the results and, you know, getting Jeff's vocals for the first time or Michael's vocals for the first time and hearing it all come together, that's very exciting, and it will never get tired. It will never get old.
Maybe a double question. When you met Sascha for the first time all those years ago, is that one of those people that has been the most impactful on your career? And as a side question, Sascha, you know, I was introduced to him in the late 90s when he was working with Transmission Records and so on. One of the most underrated people in the world of metal?
Yeah, both questions. I can say, yeah. Sascha was, the day I met Sascha is a day, it's like, I don't want to go that far and call it my second birthday, but
an awakening.
It's yeah, absolutely. And he's such a lovely person. He's such a good character. And I thought, I don't know what Jesus was like, but if the stories are true, I think he resembles Sascha a little bit. Sascha is a very lovely person, a very good character, a warm-hearted person, a selfless person, a great friend, one of my best friends, and also what a musician. And now this musician is not just a musician and a great guitar player who can outplay 99 out of 100 guitar players at a heavy metal festival and probably at other festivals as well. No, he happens to be a producer.
Yeah.
And that combination is so precious that ever since we worked together for the first time, I knew at one point I don't want this guy not to only be the mixing engineer or the recording engineer. I think we started out, the first time I think we did together was, he recorded Andre Matos for my album, and then we first worked together when I was singing backing vocals for Rhapsody, I think, or the guest vocals for Shaman with Andre. I don't know, one of those two. And that's when we first worked together, and I realized what a great chap he is.
As you meet these people along the way, people that you, let's call it, fall in love with, and you know that whenever you do something, you want them included. And we've seen throughout the Avantasia career, this happen, right? Where people become part of the usual suspects, if you will. But then there's always new people you want to bring on board as well. Is that sometimes limiting for you, where you go like, well, I couldn't imagine working not having, you know, Michael Kiske on the record, for example. But then there's one less song to bring other people in. Is that sometimes a struggle for you?
Not really, because because I love to work with those people. I mean, it would be a struggle if I didn't enjoy working with those people as much as I do. But I have a feeling that with the cast I have and those people that I've worked with repeatedly, they cover such a wide range of different vocal characteristics that and they are so good at what they do, and they know me so well and I know them so well, so the collaboration is always very confidential and fruitful, and we know what each other's expect of each other. I think, or what we expect of each other. I think it's a blessing to be able to work with those people. They cover such a wide range of characteristics that I can do literally everything with Avantasia. I can do a pop song with Ronnie Atkins. And I think it's a funny thing on this new record, the combination of having Eric Martin sing a Rhyme and Reason, which is in essence a European power metal song that I wanted to loosen up a bit because I wanted to have that rhythm and blues, that shuffle feeling, and it needed that rhythm and blues feeling, and so I thought, like, oh, this would be a perfect song for Eric Martin. He was, I think at first it felt a bit like he was, are you sure? Me, this kind of song? But then again, I remembered how on one of the previous tours, he had told me how much he would like to sing on a heavier track. He said, oh, I'm always going to be the ballad boy in Avantasia. I want to do something else. I want to be one of those people. I'm not only to be with you, I want to rock out. I said, okay, here you got it. So it gives you so many options to do new things as well. And as I said, those people cover such a wide range of vocal characteristics. They are not a burden at all. They're just a blessing.
Time to me to say farewell, but I knew that I would find out, and I know we will.
Now, with the cast, if we look at the cast and how maybe your approach to Avantasia has changed or evolved over the years, you know, from the very early days, you know, very specific fantasy story, moving to concept album with still a story, to more concept, a little bit more open for interpretation, less specific, you know, maybe less specific of this character, this, that. Is that something that just naturally evolved, or is there a thought process behind that?
I think both of it. I think it naturally evolved, definitely, but there is a thought process behind that as well. Okay. Because I think I need a skeleton backbone of a topic and with strong visuals to guide me and disappear in my Avantasia world. So the Victorian aspect of those previous albums and this current album as well, it is a fantastic world, and I also want to have that cohesive world that all the songs are based in, because it gives me some kind of orientation, and as I said, it adds that escapist approach to it. Yeah. At the same time, I prefer approaching it more like a song cycle, or a picture cycle, if you like 11 individual scenes and pictures from down the rabbit hole in Wonderland, or whatever you call it. That leaves me way more freedom to incorporate my own feelings and get things off my chest and but create poetry.
Go for another time we can see, for another time we need to eat, for no more farewell.
I read some of the stuff that people say, like, oh, it's just mumbo jumbo and everything is up for interpretation. Yeah, maybe it's up for interpretation, but every word is exactly the word I wanted to say. It's not because it rhymes, and it's not because I'm too stupid to come up with clever lyrics. It's exactly what it is supposed to be, and it does make sense. And if people don't understand it, it's their fault. It's open for interpretation. If some people rather want me to write an essay on some whatever war and come up with facts like, well, that's a different kind of story writing. That's fine too, but I prefer my way of poetry. And to me, writing a plot or sticking to a plot, like if you would do that if you did a musical.
Right.
And I did that on the first 2 records. That is more like you become, or you're on the verge of becoming more of a service provider than an artist, actually. Because 80% of your lyrics are used up and needed to explain a story. Why those elves are running through the forest and what they are doing in those stupid moorlands and all these things, and why the bad wizard wears this black scarf or whatever.
Right.
Whereas if you paint individual scenes and pictures, you can have all your thoughts and all the things that you have on your chest, the things that you need to get off your chest, the things that you need to let out, to process. You have more ways and opportunities to incorporate your own feelings and personality into those songs, and that's absolutely the way of writing I prefer.
When you use the word poetry, like the teenage boy in me gets, pushed back to the 90s and thinks about the savage poetry, because that was my introduction to you as an artist with Edguy. Still probably my just from nostalgia. You're a nostalgic person. I am too. Probably still my favorite album. But I want to ask you one quick question about Edguy, if that's okay. Because I've always wondered, my favorite Edguy song is probably Speedhoven.
Welcome to this wonder world. Everybody take your sledge.
Is that are you Speedhoven, and is it an autobiographical song, or am I completely off here?
It's a bit, certainly all those songs have some autobiographical aspects to it, and I write about myself a lot. It's my favorite topic. Now that's water on the mills, as we say in Germany, for all those who think I'm this narcissistic Napoleon. No, it's, Speedhoven is about that.
You've been waiting for a song to bring you joy and ecstasy.
In essence, it's about expectations again, and I think back then it was with expectations people had towards me as a musician regarding musical style and how to interpret certain things. And of course I was pissed off by some things, and I said, like, okay, you want me to be somebody I cannot be? And this song was like flicking the bird in a tongue-in-cheek way.
Yeah, and you can swear if you want to, don't worry.
but that's exactly what I wanted to say. It's no, but that was what Speedhoven was about, and I remember, and it had this funny metaphor about, or not metaphor, but this little story within the story talking about Beethoven losing his hearing, mainly just because he couldn't endure the rants of his critics anymore. That nature tried to protect him.
I mean, Edguy has been a little bit on hold as Avantasia has dominated your time, clearly. Edguy did allow you to, where you wanted, to insert as many penis and fart jokes as you wanted. Not maybe so much in Avantasia. Is that something that you kind of find shame?
I sometimes miss that, but we managed to include those little things into our album as well. People that only have to find it. I mean, at least we have in this new record, at least once somebody's speaking about a tiny dick.
All right, there we go.
Now it's up to you to find out whether tiny dick is hidden in the lyrics of A Paranormal Evening with the Moonflower Society.
Awesome.
There is Trin. It's in there. Somebody is singing the word, actually, tiny dick. We have those little things that I don't take myself too seriously. And if you don't make it too cheap and too childish and you hide it somewhere, you can still incorporate that tongue-in-cheek element. We had the last line, the last sentence of The Mystery of Time. I thought like, oh, let's do Quo Vadis here. Let's do like one of those Charles Heston movies about Christ, like when they are singing the big choirs, the ridiculous ones. Let's sing a big end of chapter 1. And we made that, and somebody said like, no, that's too stupid, we can't do it. And I said, oh, we can do everything. We're our own bosses. I am my boss. Nobody's gonna censor the record because we're gonna do it. And we did it. It's a little more subtle, the humor in Avantasia, but it's there.
I see ghosts, specters all around me, living in the dark, blazing the dark.
We have the new album out. We're going to see you conquer the world more. For all the fans watching or listening to this conversation, you know, what's coming at them in the next few months? What's on the roadmap for you?
To be honest with you, I'm always honest, but I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't even. I wouldn't say I derive great joy from it, but I don't really curse the situation. For the first time in my life, nothing is predestined. Nothing is scheduled. We have a couple of shows coming up in April, I think. We're going to go to South America. I think we're going to throw in some Japan and maybe even Australia. I hope the second half of next year is going to make us tour or play some shows here in Europe, maybe in summer. I hope North America is going to be there, somewhere in there as well. But right now, not much is confirmed, and I don't know what the future holds. It's a very strange situation. The world, the political situation, the economical situation.
For sure.
Everything is quite. I can see a lot of. The past 2.5 years have taught me that nothing is to be taken for granted, and life is what happens to you while you're making plans. And while it is a threatening situation for the music industry, it's also a relieving situation for me to not having to make plans. I have no idea what the future holds. I just let it happen. You know, I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. So it's just everything happens very spontaneously. And as we say in Germany, right now it's flying by sight. I don't know if that word exists, if that phrase exists in English, but it's just you don't use the instruments to fly through the fog. You just fly as far as you can see and just try to handle things as they come. There you go.
I mean, I do love, obviously, the fact that you say, like, well, no real plans. I mean, apart from very likely touring the entire world, including Australia and Japan. Congratulations again on all the, not just seeing the work, but also seeing all the fans react to it. I know that is important to you as well. And I do hope that once those plans become more concrete, that we get to see you again here in North America, or we'll just have to fly to Japan or Australia and catch a show over there. Toby, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I wish you a fantastic dinner, no matter what you decide to eat.
Oh, I'll find out. I'll open the fridge and then just have something. My family, they just went on a short vacation while I have to work and promote the album. So I don't know. It's either McDonald's or what's left in the fridge.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a man's Thursday night. Just
Perfect.
Me and the guinea pigs in the house.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toby. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It was a lovely conversation. Seriously, thank you.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.